Joining me now, one of my boys, the best immigration lawyer I know, Joseph Patrick Murphy. My brother, the rhetoric ain't helping, is it, sir?
No, not at all. You hit it right on the head. Gasoline on the fire.
Deadly implications, right?
It is, and it's a real tragedy. That woman had 3 children. I
Yep.
think the husband's passed away. That's 3 orphans now, probably taken care of by the grandmother. The people who worked her up, they didn't care about her. They didn't care about these kids. They didn't care about her situation, and they may have, in fact, preyed on someone who was going through a difficult time, loss of husband. It really is. It's just terrible.
Hold on. I'm going to
The
jump
thing-
in there. You said something actually poignant, so I love you.
Hmm.
Who worked her up. Address what you mean by that.
Yep. Well, I mean, we talk about the useful idiots, and I'm not suggesting this woman was an idiot. She might have been a perfectly intelligent person, but, the West Texas football there I saw on the screen with armed agents, they're trying to tell her to stop. They're reaching in the car. She's accelerating toward these armed agents. This is not the actions of someone who's thinking clearly. This is purely dealing with this kind of primitive part of the brain that doesn't reason.
Well, these are some of
They
these
think that
Range Rover mothers I've seen in Southern California doing the same thing, right? Right?
Yeah, yes. The limousine liberals, all those things they call them sometimes. Because what you're doing, look, there is a place for legitimate protest. Absolutely there is. That would be like at your government offices or outside your senator or congressman or at the headquarters of Homeland Security or something of this nature. We're far off the line of protest, and we're into interfering with law enforcement. If a policeman is trying to arrest me, I can't fight back and claim I'm engaged in legitimate protest, and neither can third parties. They have no training, no right to do that. It's high time that some of these people start being charged with crimes. They're just going way too far. You've got a car, you've got guns, you've got agents. This is interfering with law enforcement. If you want to do that, okay, if you want to prevent ICE from doing things you don't like, you can go to law school. Do what I do. Come to my job. But you're not going to do it with force. This is a silly idea. And the people that are telling you to do it with force are dangerous people who, in very few cases, they're not putting their bodies on the line. They're putting yours on the line. And I think you should know better as an adult that you're going to get hurt doing that sort of stuff.
Joseph Patrick Murphy.
Yes.
My man, you had an incident with one of your clients in ICE that got very testy. Describe that, please.
This was in the summertime. The guy had not the best immigration posture. He got a traffic ticket. We were at traffic court. These guys must have known. I don't know if they look at court records, but they were waiting for him. And it was a summer day. We were waiting in the parking lot outside the court. And he walked over toward his car past they were plain clothes. They weren't obviously police of any type. And one started talking to him, then grabbed his hand, and all hell broke loose. The papers went up in the air. This guy ran across 65, ran right into traffic. Across 65, this was up in Leetsdale, across 65 through the woods onto the railroad tracks. And luckily no one got hurt, but I was sure that people running in traffic, they're not focused on what's going on. I was sure somebody was going to get hit by a car. It was something, Marty.
As an immigration attorney, do you now see this powder keg every single day, sir? It has become that, hasn't it?
Well, and part of my role in that is to talk people off these kind of rhetorical ledges and say, look, there is a legal process here. It's gotten tighter. It's gotten harder to deal with, but there's still plenty of protection available for people in the United States. As far as the activists and these sorts of people, we, in a sense, we're on the same team.
Yes.
Right? We're here to help immigrants. I'm here to help them follow the law. I would hope that the activists would try and follow the law too, and not get involved in fights with police officers, all this sorts of stuff. I know it's an emotional topic. I get it's emotional for me.
Yes.
But you've got to keep your head about you. People are getting hurt, and it's American citizens getting hurt. The immigrants themselves aren't. ICE agents, this is an American citizen. This woman got herself mixed up in that, left 3 babies, orphaned. It's a terrible tragedy. And I'm not trying to downplay that or say it's, so to speak, all her fault. But whoever led her to believe that this sort of behavior was even close to within standards is really cruel.
But also, Joseph, I got to call you on this one, man. Whether or not she's a radical is irrelevant if he wrongfully shot and killed her, sir. He has to be scrutinized too, sir, in his actions, does he not?
So you mean the officer that shot him?
Absolutely.
So I don't think that officer, and I don't think he should have thought for a microsecond about why this person was driving a car at him.
No. By their training, if you pay attention to the law, and I think you should, he is not supposed to step in front of a vehicle. I can send you the policy. And I've talked to federal prosecutors. I've talked to federal agents, state agents, and city cops who say it's a direct violation of policy.
Right. Well, I don't do police policy, but I could tell you it's generally a bad idea. The laws of physics being what they are, you've got a car, a couple hundred horsepower, and a couple tons of steel. I wouldn't want to be in front of one of those.
But what we end up doing is pushing public policy and public opinion through the internet, long before a grand jury or court system, sir. And it hurts people,
the instantaneous media. Sure. Quick decisions are usually bad decisions, and that's what the internet always urges. Look at the soundbite. Here's a judgment. The cops did this on purpose. The quick decisions are always bad ones. That's why lawyers spend hours writing careful legal briefs before court, and then repeat what they said in the briefs in argument, because that's developing and demonstrating careful thinking rather than this kind of impulsive. When we talk about that part of the brain that doesn't reason, that's what you saw on display there in Minneapolis. I agree.
Hey, help me out. Let me into your world. You were on the phone about Venezuela yesterday. What was that about? Can you tell me?
Yeah, well, there's been a lot of Venezuelans came in the United States over the last 5 or 6 years, many of them fleeing political persecution.
Yes.
Many of them came to get a job, right? Because Venezuela was poor. But there's a lot of Venezuelans in this country. President Biden had a program where they could get in here if they had a sponsor. They'd be paroled, the CHNB parole program. And now they're left kind of in the lurch, right? In a sense, they were lured into this country both by laissez-faire immigration policy under the last administration and political pressure, economic pressure. So now they're here. And there's been programs for them, the Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, Venezuela parole system. There was TPS for Venezuela, which was terminated in November.
Wow.
And now you have the government in the home country getting shook up pretty good with, the removal of Maduro. It's not clear who's going to be in charge of Venezuela in the near or long term. So Venezuelans here, what do I do? Which way's up?
Wow.
Okay, am I able to stay here? Are there programs that we can apply for to get the green card? Can I get my family out of that place if need be? And that's what that was a live stream for Venezuelans. It was in English and in Spanish. So they could get their questions and answers.
My man, life in the blender. Wow, it never changes for you, does it, brother?
I like it. I mean, lawyers are generally trained to work in stable legal systems based on precedent and things like that. Mine isn't, and I like that. I'm happy with it. A lot of lawyers would hate this kind of work, but I really enjoy it.
Oh, I love it. New game, brother. Thank you. Appreciate you, man.
Anytime, Marty. Thanks for having me on.
Life in the blender. Wow. I didn't even think of this. Will ICE be coming after Venezuelans soon?